Welcome to episode 6. We got the one dropped off by an insurance company on a flatbed, and it took about 3 quarts of transmission fluid just to get it to move enough to get in off the parking lot in here, and it's all over the floor now. So anyway, this is what we got. It's definitely seen some better days, but the sides look good. It's still worth a lot of money. This one only has a 5.3, but you know, it's still worth $19,000, they're saying, so looks like we're gonna go for it. So frames bent, airbags are definitely deployed. Take the bumper off, get a little better look at it. Three bolts on the reservoir for the radiator coolant, there, down there, and one right there. And then it just pops out of it like that. It swings off to the side so we can get the fender off. All this has to come off to get the fender out. Good day. Anyway, you got to take all this stuff out to get the fender off. Your washer bottle will bolt in there, and up clips in down here and here. So it all kind of intertwines together. Got to take all this stuff off to get the fender off, and that's fine. It goes quick, you just got to think it through. Always mark your hardware. This stuff's always different. I just kind of group this up with the battery tray, label it battery tray, or excuse me, airbox tray, and go from there. Getting ready to pull the R34A, the refrigerant, out of here so we can take out the coolers and replace them. So we gotta see what it pulls out, if there was anything in there at all. I don't know if it's a leak or not, but it's getting replaced, so we're doing it. Meanwhile, while we're recovering the refrigerant, I'm gonna just pull the battery out of here because the battery tray has to go. That's all intertwined with the fender, so. I just felt the fender walk away when I pulled that out, so definitely the fender's smashed. It's got a little tension on it. One more to go. Awesome, we pulled out, you see, 1.435 pounds. The system actually doesn't take much more than that. I don't know exactly how much this is supposed to take, but that's a very good sign. That means it was not leaking, and when we put the new AC condenser in, we'll charge it back up and it'll be ready to go. I always like to bolt the battery tray back in and slap the battery in it. It's a lot easier if you got to power it. If you got to power the system up or anything, or move the truck around or whatever, you just take your intake bag off for protection, and then I'll just loosely set the battery back in place in this parameter, and so I can turn. So I got the battery back in for temp. And one thing I don't like is these Schroeder valves did not have covers on them. The AC was fully charged, but that's a bad sign. So somebody serviced this AC system not too long ago and didn't put the covers back on, but they look pretty clean. It's a really bad plan though, because there's a valve in there, much like a valve core on a tire, just bigger. If you get some debris in that little ball right there, it's bad, because it'll leak. And they were off when it came. That's bad. I don't like explaining that to the customer. Yeah, I managed to have a spare set. We actually keep them around for cases like this, but during the repairs, you want to keep all this stuff covered. AC lines, holes, anything open, you gotta cover it. You get debris in there and grinding, whatever, and something goes down, that's on your watch. Guess what? You get to fix it. So Think it through, be careful, cover your stuff up. Hey, what's wrong with this picture? Do 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 do. That's my Jeopardy. Anyway, if you answered, get some colors on these AC lines right away. Yeah, you get the AC out of there. Cover them up. It takes a second. First clean them. Take a little piece of tape. Just go around them. Make sure your seal's good too. Check that. You might want to replace them. These ones look good. Remember, we pulled 1.43 pounds out of it, so there you go. These airbags were deployed on this truck, so you got to be careful when you're taking these airbag sensors. They're mounted on the bottom of the core support. They're actually a reverse action because the correct way, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, would work from the underside of it, but it's going to go reverse. So if you're messing with airbags, watch out. There's actually a spot. You just got to loosen them up, pull them through here, drop them down, and then there will be a lock. Sometimes these can be kind of a pain. They lock. All airbag components should have a lock on it. And then you pop it out, and there's your defective airbag. So it does have a break in it. That'll set it off right there. Boom. Airbags deployed. So there's another one on the other side we're in the process of taking out. If you want to work on airbags, you got to get a little micro set of sockets to do them. And then we've got our new ones. It is the same part number from right to left, so we're going to get those in there and replace a bunch of stuff on the inside, airbag stuff, and I'm sure the light will be off. Okay, we got the steering wheel airbag out. That comes out really easy. We're gonna disconnect, and so far I'm liking everything I see in there because it's not melted. Sometimes when these things go, they melt. And this one, you just cut these little pins on both sides, and that's out. Look at these, they're mint. Awesome. I'm so excited. Everything inside of all here is all nothing's melted or broken, so yeah, it's great. These little pins right here just slide in. This is your airbag assembly. This one's blown, but they just slide in these two little holes right here. Factory provides a hole. You just get in there with a drift pin and push that spring over, and it releases the catches, and the airbag pops right out. Really easy to service. This is just great. And this is just use a little drift pin like that. Put one on both sides, and boom, pops right out. Awesome. Okay, these seatbelt tensioners are frozen solid. Normally you pull this out, strap over your belly, and buckle them. So we did receive two new, one for each side, OEM factory seatbelt retractors. That's what they're called. And we're gonna replace the buckles. So let's get the seats out of here and get them in. Seatbelts are pretty simple. I got it out. I got it laying on its back. You got to remove that little clip, and then it should release out there. You've got one keeper there. Then I loosen this nut up, and of course, then you've got the new one. Goes back in, and then this little pad comes out. Little clips. Boom, 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 boom. That snaps out. You got to make sure you're very careful with this. They love to break, and then you go. Seatbelt's in. Went really good. This all snapped back together real nice. It just comes out with these 4 bolts. Pretty simple. You got to slide the seat forward, get the front, our backs, and then slide the seat back, get the forward. And there's these really weird little guys like that. So all kinds of weird stuff with airbags. Okay, I got the seat set back in there. These are airbags. Anything yellow is usually airbag. Always get your lock in there and it'll clip and snap. And this is for your power seats. Make sure it's free and clear. There's no pinched wires underneath any of this stuff. It happens. Don't ask me how I know, but you pinch a wire, now you're going back in there and your light's not coming off, and that could be bad. But this truck is awesome to work on. Very end of it, you just slide it through this hole and feed it down in, and it snaps into these little guys. And you know it's brand new because it's got the factory block on it, so my headlight's blinking on us, but I can still see. I'll tighten that up. This little guy snaps in. It's brand new. That comes with that. And then, make sure it's good and tight. And then your little decorative cover. There, this side's done. We got a new buckle, new retractor, works very smoothly. And all this stuff said, my scanner said all this stuff was bad. You cannot replace it with used stuff. You got to go OEM factory for insurance. So we did, and hopefully the light's off, the airbag light's off when I get the other side done. And the steering wheel bag will be here tomorrow. Welcome back to Crash Builders. Got in here at about 5 o'clock. We got the airbags, the other side all done. So I didn't video that because you see me do the driver's side and it's pretty much the same. But we got our retractors in, they were froze up, seatbelt links. Usually when your airbag light randomly pops on, it's most of the time these guys up front, but you know, we got scanners, we can figure out what it is. So anyway, I'm gonna get my coolers in today, and hopefully the coolers show up. I can fire it up and have our airbag light off. So cool, more to come. So I just set the fender on, and the core support was back about a quarter inch to maybe a little over. So then what I did is just loosened up the put a wrench on there, loosen up the main core support bolt, tighten these up until it slides forward exactly where it's supposed to be, and tighten this back up. Measure this distance was 2 inches, so your rubber compresses exactly the same. These are rubber, and there you have a straight corner. Awesome. Okay, everything's going back in. We got everything in. A couple things I don't like about this job. There's one of these bolts we're missing for the air filter. And another thing I don't like is, seems like they've got overspray where somebody had painted it and didn't tape it off correctly or whatnot. So there's overspray here. That looks bad. So we avoid that at all costs, and we'll see if we can get it figured out for them. But the transcooler and the AC condenser and the airbag should be here any minute. God, I'm having so much fun with Crash Builders. It's crazy. It's Wednesday, and that means the video genius is in the house. Check it out. Cody is here. He's in out. I'm here. That means it's payday for Cody. Ah! Oh! 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 All right, we're gonna put the AC condenser in. I like to drop about maybe an ounce of peg oil. You want to use the proper stuff for the AC system. I just drop a little bit in there. Don't use too much oil. It's really hard on the pump. It can make it lock up just a little bit. We also got to get these openings for the new seals all wet. Actually, I'm only replacing one, was a little chewed up. So I took a new one, we stocked these, and I'm gonna replace one that didn't look good, but you wanna get a bunch of lube, peg oil on these seals before you install it. And let's get busy. Okay, I'm excited. Our new bag came, so, And I got most of the stuff up front all put together enough where I can fire it up. So I'm gonna install this, put those in, lock them down, green to green, yellow to yellow. Make sure there's nothing in the way. Finds its spot on those springs and it should snap in. That's it. That's how hard it is to install bags on this model. It's great. Brand new. Cool. We got the coolers in, trans cooler, all that's hooked up, so I can fire it up without squirting transmission fluid all over the place. So I got everything in. I'm gonna hook up the battery and fire it up, see if the airbag lights off. Okay, this was not rehearsed. We're gonna fire it up, see if the bags lights off. We may have a few lights because I had some systems unplugged. We may have a check engine light. That is nothing. Bag, go off. It's off! The airbag light went off! Oh, I'm so excited. The seatbelt link is blinking. Other than that, we have a clear dash. Bada bang! I hooked all the airbags up and I fired it up, and the airbag light is off! Nice. Airbag light's off. It's off. Airbag light is off. It's off. Give me some. Boom! Reason why we get so excited about that is because if it stays on, you gotta go through and diagnose the crap out of everything. But bada bang. Bolted on the last couple of pieces that needed to go on. We cleaned all this up. It had an inch of training fluid and dirt on it, so pulled that out for him and cleaned it. And everything back together. Awesome. Another outstanding paint job. Turned out great. Cool. Got the door back together. Emblem and moldings are on. Got the new bumper. Fits mint. Perfect. All GM, all OEM. That's how we do it. We try to buy in extreme volumes, so they give us good discounts. Instead of using aftermarket, we can use original equipment. It's so nice. I got a brand new air dam that was all soaked full of training fluid and whatnot. And yeah, jacked. Won't be long. We got that, lights in, yeah, so good, and that's a wrap. Got it all cleaned up for the customer, and they should be here any minute. So gave it a nice clean wash, and looking good. And let's heat up that subscribe button and let's push it. Whoa, that's hot. Subscribe, Crash Builders.